What's going on, guys? Coming at you for another review for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. First of all, we just want to say what a beautiful job the directors, Kevin Feige, James Gunn, the costume designers, the makeup artists, they did a phenomenal job with this movie. This movie deserves all the flowers. We got this poster at the end of the movie. When I was walking by, I didn't even know they had it until Jeff was like, how did you know that they had this?
They usually have something. Okay. But not for everything.
So we're going to definitely have to put this up. We'll probably replace Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Or maybe we can just put it down or up. We'll definitely move it. Make room for it. But I just want to say this movie completely took my top 3 list of Marvel movies. It did. I enjoyed it. And keep in mind, when we're talking about all this and we're saying our review, that we were watching this movie in IMAX. I have never, ever, in my 29 years of living, have been in a movie theater that loud. I loved it, because I'll always be complaining about the movie theaters aren't loud anymore. I agree. That movie, everything, even the commercials, the previews, they were loud as fuck. I remember you turning around and you were looking like, God damn. This shit was loud. I loved it, and I think that's what made our movie experience so much better. So like I was saying, top 3 movies. Before watching this movie, my top 3, my number 1 was Infinity War. My number 2 was Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And number 3 was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. After watching this movie, my new top 3, Infinity War number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for number 2. Okay. And number 3 is Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Damn. This movie, if you didn't like this movie, if you somewhat hated this movie, you're a hater. You're a hater. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna say that maybe 2 more times throughout this review. If you did not like this movie, you're a hater.
I would recommend don't go to Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that, because apparently it has kind of a low score, which I have no idea why. I know that you and I haven't really been agreeing with some of the scores and some of the reviews for some of the stuff that's been coming out, because some stuff we'll be like, damn, that was good. Why are people like hating on it?
Side note, when we were watching the previews, I haven't seen the commercial for the trailer for Marvels. The Marvels, Monica Rambeau, Kamala Khan. I haven't seen that. So when my first time seeing that trailer was during the previews for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I was watching that. That looked good.
It did.
It looked good.
It looked like it was gonna be fun.
Right. So I'm listening and going on Twitter, and people were saying that, even though I didn't watch the trailer at the time, people were saying, and all the comments were saying that it was bad. It didn't look good. Bruh, that looked good. We'll continue on.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't really see that many, if any, flaws with the movie. I think they were able to like close everyone's storyline like perfectly. They gave everybody the perfect amount of screen time. Every character like just felt like family to me. Oh! It felt like it was like the Avengers for real.
Thank you.
They're like, you got like a mini version of the Avengers, and then especially, you know, I think we have some type of like sentimental sentimental feeling for these characters, just because we've seen them grow and we've seen them through the first Avengers, the first phases and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I think it was a beautiful rocket movie. I think it was mainly a rocket movie, but then everything around it, man, I can't express how much I loved it.
I agree.
I don't know about my top. For me, it's always hard to like. I don't know what my top is, but I think that this would be my top 3 for sure. Favorite Marvel movies. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was. You know what it was? It was dark. It was very dark, but it was very lighthearted and fun at the same time. And I think that was the first time I've ever seen a movie like that, where it gets very serious, very dark. The villain was insane.
We're gonna get into that.
And you still make it like, oh, it's a family movie and it's fun and it's action. It gave you everything.
Everything.
They gave you everything in this movie.
And that's what I was gonna say next. let's talk about the balance of this movie. Everything felt like they had the right amount of balance. There's sometimes, you know, they have the movies where it focuses too much on one thing and not on the other. Like there's too much of something and too little of something. But this movie had the perfect balance. Like you said, every character, their closing out story, everybody had a closing out story. Even like the minor characters, like, what's his name, Crag? Crag, yeah. He even had his little closing out story. It was just perfect, the right amount of balance. I feel like everybody had the right amount of screen time. Even Warlock. Warlock was hard. Warlock was hard. Oh my! I can't wait till. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him in more projects.
Yeah.
But he was. Personally, I wanted more of him.
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie, I was just like, damn, I wanted more Warlock. But I was just like, you know, they probably did that. They probably knew that fans would want more of them. But at the same time, this is a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, so we can't be showing, too much of Warlock.
It's an introduction.
Right. Also, every individual had like their own story within the story of the movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like for example, Drax. We know Drax. He has his comedic moments. He's all about his toughness. But that sentimental moment that he had with the kids, I would have never expected that.
Right.
And then I think it was Mantis that said like
Nebula.
Yeah, your role when they got back to nowhere is gonna be a dad. I was like, oh my god,
damn,
that hit me hard.
Yeah.
Crag, he had his own individual story. He was trying to master, what is it called? that needle thing.
The needle thing.
He finally mastered it. Oh, and we got Yondu.
Yeah,
even if it was for like a second, we got Yondu.
That's what I want the Marvel movies to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you gotta bring Cap and you don't gotta force him in it, but you gotta like give the fans a little tease of something from past movies. You know, it's just fun sometimes. That's what Marvel movies used to do. They used to like make things, fun and make your heart like, I'm seeing him again, even if it's just for one line. Like that's what made it fun.
No, yeah, I definitely agree.
I love that little moment.
And so we had the little story with Mantis of Quill being brother and sister. We had that little sentimental moment with Nebula and Mantis when they were going back and forth about calling Drax stupid.
Yeah.
And
they love each other.
They love each other, exactly.
She made him forget that because he was so hurt by her saying that she thinks he's stupid. Right. And then she was like, I'm gonna make him forget. That's like a silly thing, but at the end of the day, like that's how much she cares about him. She's like, no, like I love you, but you're stupid. Exactly. And I don't want you to remember me saying that. Like, and then he was like crying when she left.
Yeah.
Which we hadn't seen. He wanted to go with her. He was like, no, you need somebody to protect you. I'm going with you. And she was like, no, I gotta do this by myself.
Oh yeah, exactly.
What a moment.
And then we have Rocket with his individual story, with his brain.
Amazing story.
And then we have Peter Quill about his grandfather. They threw that in there a little bit in the middle, and then they revisit that in the end. And you had Nebula. I'm sorry, not Nebula. We had Gamora. It was just that hard path of like, we want them to be together because that's what we've seen. That was the love interest.
I love that.
And I'm glad that they took that route of them not being together.
Me too.
I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't forced.
Exactly.
I love that line at the end when she's about to get back on the Ravager ship and she's like, I bet we were fun. It was like, damn.
No, I think Quill.
No, she said
that, and then Quill was like,
he was like,
yeah.
We were. Damn! So, what a love story, bro. So, he had to let it go. He had to listen to what Mantis said. He had to learn how to swim.
You're right.
Damn!
You're right.
On his own.
So, like I said, like to wrap up what I said, the individual stories within each character within the big story was a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
And I forgot about Groot.
Groot too.
Groot had, I think, Groot has always been like the main, like the favorite, I think, for me. Groot, in the first one, you loved Groot. Second one, you loved Groot. And I think this one, he kind of took a step back. But he was still the OG, like, the big strong muscle. I mean, he was a fucking killer when he came out and pulled out like, what was it, like 20 guns?
20 guns. He had like 20 arms just blasting like everywhere. Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can't say enough about Groot. You love Groot.
Oh, and we can't forget, he finally talked English.
And you know what?
What was the line that he said?
He said, "I love you guys."
Oh my God! Oh!
But you know what? So I saw something, and it made me love the movie even more about that. Okay? So I read somewhere that someone said, I don't think Groot was able to talk at the end. We, as the viewers, just learned to understand him like his friends do.
Oh, oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That is a perfect. Oh my gosh! I didn't even realize. Where'd you read that from?
I read it in a comment on YouTube.
I think.
You think about it. That's probably what it was. That's probably what it was.
No, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what it was.
Now that you're saying
because
that,
they kind of hinted
they did do that.
They hinted at it when Gamora was like saying bye to him, and he said, "I am Groot," and she was responding to him, and she was like, "Wait, like I understood what you were saying," and then he was like smiling, and then they just kept talking, and at the end, like I said, I think it was that because no one there said, "Oh, Groot, you talked."
Mm-hmm. Right.
They weren't shocked.
You're right.
They all were just like, okay, cool. Like,
you're right. I think that was a perfect way of. You're right. You're right.
Bruh, that comment.
You're right.
That sealed the deal for me. That was like, wow, amazing writing by James Gunn and whoever the other writers are.
Right.
Just a 10 out of 10 movie for me. It was so much fun.
10 out of 10 for me as well.
Thinking that we want to go back and watch it again. Like I left and I was like, I want to watch this again like right now.
Right.
Like I wanted to watch. I mean, it was like
I definitely
11 at night, but we were like, I gotta watch that movie again. I can't wait to watch it again. It was so much fun, and like I said, it pulled the heartstrings where it needs to, and then it's still like, okay, like let's have some fun. The music, which is always great. They always pick great music for the movies.
Yeah. And another thing, when I was talking about balance, not only was it a good balance between the characters, it was a good balance of the different types of emotions that we felt. It was heartbreaking. It was emotional. We had those comedic moments. The fact that they balanced everything, even with the action and the slow parts, everything felt balanced. It was perfect. I remember walking into the movie thinking, oh, somebody's gonna die. I was thinking, oh, somebody's gonna die.
Me too, the whole time.
So literally throughout the movie, I was thinking, oh shoot, I think Rocket's gonna die because they're showing so much of Rocket, and then eventually he's gonna die. But then later, I thought, oh, Mantis is gonna die. Oh shoot, Nebula's gonna die. Oh shoot, Drax is gonna die. And then at the end, oh shit, Peter Quill's gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
They did I think they did that shit on purpose.
They did.
I think they did that shit on purpose.
They were teasing something.
Definitely.
And I like the way they did it. Like, I don't think they needed to kill off any of them.
They didn't.
They were easily like, you know what? You have your own story. You have your own story. You have your own thing. You got your own thing going on.
Dog.
I think it was beautiful writing, man.
Beautiful writing.
I don't think killing anyone off would have been good for the story and where it was going. I think the way that they did everything was perfect. Yeah. Everyone had a purpose. That was the thing.
Exactly.
Everyone had a purpose.
Everybody, even Crag.
Every single one.
Master of the Needle? He freaking drove nowhere. Literally.
Even Cosmo.
Even Cosmo. He drove nowhere to the freaking ship. So all the animals, all the people, and what I loved
it together.
What I loved the most was that it created even more of a family within that community of nowhere. Right. Bruh. They thought everything through. Everything through. So let's talk a little bit about the beginning, the intro of the movie. You know, we had Peter Quill. He was drunk. He was drinking because obviously Gamora, she became a Ravager. They basically weren't the same anymore. Everybody was kind of doing their own thing. When Warlock pulled up, bruh, I thought my ears were gonna pop. Dog, Warlock was fucking shit up.
Yeah, he was.
He was fucking shit up.
I remember when I was watching, I looked at you and I was like, already? Like he came in within the first like
they wasted no time.
8 to 10 minutes of the movie, and I was like, damn,
they wasted
this man
no
is
time.
just flying in and went straight for Rocket, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I love that. He was shitting on people, just shitting on everyone. Yeah, he broke Mantis' arm by just grabbing it like this.
Mantis broke every single body part in that movie. When they threw her down in that pit and she broke her head and snapped, I was like, bro.
I don't even know how to explain it. I've like gained a new love for the characters. Like I never loved Mantis the way I do now. Same thing with Nebula. Same thing with Gamora. Same thing with Peter. Every single character after that movie, I love more now.
I agree.
Because you got to see where they've come from, and they had so much growth. All of them, from Rocket being like this like jokey character to like, okay, now he's serious and he's the captain of the new Guardians. It's like, man, the character growth for all of these characters is insane.
No, I definitely agree. I'm glad that we watched Guardians of the Galaxy, the Christmas special.
You have to, kind of.
Before this. Because it kind of... You saw the relationship between Drax... I even pointed at you and like hit you. The relationship with Drax and Mantis. Right. From the Christmas special to the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you kind of can see like, oh my gosh, like... I got a glimpse of Guardians of the Galaxy, the Christmas special.
Yeah. Because
they bonded so well in that special that I just got to see a little bit of it in this movie, and I love seeing that. A lot of it is that connection. It's that Peter was already depressed. That's why he was drinking, and that's why he was drunk. Beautiful connection there. You got to see who's the other person? Oh, and then the introduction of Cosmo in that. Introduction of Cosmo, so, right? You know. Yeah. So if you guys didn't watch the Christmas special, I would feel like. I recommend. I would. It's not that long either. It's like 30 minutes. I would feel like you guys are kind of missing just a small piece. Because if you watched that before Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, you would have a full piece of a puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of like saying, oh, I finished this puzzle, but there's still a piece missing. And that was the Christmas special. So I definitely glad that I saw the Christmas special before this movie. To close it out, I had so much fun with the High Evolutionary, the villain. Dog, he was the perfect amount of menacing, crazy. You feel like there's a threat. It was giving me like Joker Riddler vibes. Like he was unhinged. Yeah. He was very unhinged, and I love seeing that. He was yelling at everybody. It's like, I want you to fix this. Like, what the fuck? That guy was, I loved him. And the fact that his own people turned on him because they realized how unhinged he was. Yeah, I loved it. That said something. He might be one of the most evil villains that we've seen so far. I mean, this man was experimenting on animals. We only saw a few. But I mean, he had cages and cages, and we saw how many animals he was torturing. I mean, he was starting to experiment on people. Like, this guy was insane, and he was hell-bent on getting a perfect world. Right. And then even when he created it, he did it incorrectly, and then he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna blow it up. Fuck it, like, I fucked up. Let me just start all over. Right. Right. This guy was insane. Like, he might be one of the most evil villains we've seen thus far. I definitely agree. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was a great villain. I thought he was perfect. He fit the story. He was threatening. He was menacing. He was also he wasn't even funny, to be honest. I think you and me were just laughing because of how he was. Right, he was acting. He was killing it. He was. I mean, great villain. One of my favorite villains so far. Marvel has flopped on the villains a lot, but for me, I think that villain hit on all cylinders for me. Okay. He also, that actor, he did a great job in the DC universe, Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
He did a phenomenal job there.
I loved him there too.
Yeah, I feel like that friendship that he has with James Gunn, I mean, that just kind of like solidifies like his movies. He did a great job here as a High Evolutionary. He also has his wife that got shot in the leg.
Yeah,
she was exactly. She was in Peacemaker. That friendship that James Gunn just has with those actors, it's just you can tell that he's loyal.
Yeah, and let's talk about my favorite part of the movie, the action scene, the action sequence at the end, the one shot.
Was it one shot?
It would have felt like was one shot.
Because at the end, I was like, wait, was that one shot? It was fucking beautiful. Nebula, one of my favorite parts. Nebula, she got her neck broke. She went like this, and then she was shooting motherfuckers right here and right here. I was like, what the fuck, bro? That was a top sequence, a top fighting action sequence I've ever seen in the Marvel Universe. And they cursed. He said, get in the fucking car. I was like, yo. And then you said, was it the first time that they cussed in the MCU?
Yeah.
The F word?
Yeah.
Bruh. Oh my God. That sequence was fucking beautiful. Oh my God. Oh!
It was one of those, it was the Avengers style one shot clip.
Yes. Yes! I agree.
And it was non-stop though.
Yeah.
That was the only difference. It kept going. And then it was the next person. And the next person. And the next person. And I was like...
It was long as fuck.
I was like this, like, is this gonna stop? And I didn't want it to. I wanted more.
No, yeah, definitely.
It's one of those things that you don't need in a movie, but you love to see it when you have this many characters in it and this many action stars in it. You love to see it. I loved it. I mean, I can't express how much I want to watch this movie again. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't really have much negatives to say, to be honest.
Another thing that I did like about this movie is that Rocket, when he was fighting the High Evolutionary, it was literally just him and the High Evolutionary. So I was just like, oh shit, so it's gonna be a 1v1. Nah. The family came in and stepped in. I was not expecting that. So I got mad hype when they pulled out.
Yeah.
Oh my
whole
God.
Family,
the whole family. And they pulled his shit off. His face. To the point where you can just see his eyeball and his nose.
Rocket had fucked him up.
But yeah, Rocket fucked him up. My man had a fresh fade back in the day. Bro, I was looking at that fade. I was like, who's this barber? I was like, God damn, what happened to him? That's what I was saying in the beginning of this review. The costume designers, they did a great job of making his face
look stretched
as fuck.
Yeah.
Like it looked like it had worked on.
Yeah.
Oh man. Another thing that got me so hyped. My man Peter Quill. He realized that his family was on nowhere. He was the last person he was left behind.
Oh,
My man was running. He pulled that little gas thing or whatever. He was running with it. That little structure came down. He did that little slide. He kept on running. He jumped. My man turned around, fucking did the little thing with the spray. It pushed him back. He was going for nowhere, and then the fucking debris blocked him. It stopped him. And then my man Groot, he stretched his arm, but he was freezing up. And then my man Quill was freezing up. And then, oh my gosh, my man Warlock came out of nowhere, saved his ass half naked, and then shot his ass on nowhere. And then what got me was Peter Quill was like,
oh shit.
Peter Quill said, did I look cool? My nigga, you look sexy. Bruh! Oh my, dog, this movie, top 3 Marvel movies of all time. All time.
I gotta replay that description. Once you upload it.
Oh my nigga looks sexy. Look. My dog, Peter Quill and Warlock. I'm glad Warlock is a part of the team. His mom got killed, and then he realized, like, oh shit, like, the High Evolutionary, I'm not fucking with him.
I'm not fucking with him.
Another scene that we gotta talk about, when Mantis and Drax, that was another top scene. Mantis and Drax were fucking up all those prison guards up. My man Mantis said, dance. My man said, I'm like, what the hell? What kind of dancing is that? He was the. Oh man,
Bro, I love that scene.
Yeah.
I can't say it anymore, Tobi. I love this movie.
This movie was fire.
I love it, and I love it. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. If you guys, I think I said this in the beginning, but if you guys have not seen it in IMAX, go see it in IMAX.
We're going in IMAX from now on.
For sure. We were always looking.
I don't care. We're going to. We're going
We're
IMAX.
We're going there. We're going there. Because we were always looking for the right theater to be loud for what we were
Bro,
paying.
I was driving home and I was like, yo, I was listening to that commercial. The preview to Mission Impossible, and I was like, are they trying to kill us?
Right.
Can you die from sound? I was legit scared for a second.
Can you die from sound?
I was like, yo, this shit is loud.
Bruh.
I was starting getting scared. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Dog.
And I started looking around. Nobody was freaking out. It was just me.
And it was kind
It
of.
was so loud that stuff would happen, and I would be like, yeah. No one could hear me.
No, right.
Because this shit was so loud.
Exactly. I remember when the music, the sound effects would like build up, and I didn't think they couldn't get any louder, and it did.
It kept getting louder.
Right. But like we said, like, oh
I
man.
need to see what kind of speakers they use in the
Yeah. I mean, like we said, this is a great movie. At the end, we got the new Guardians of the Galaxy. We did watch at the end of the
end credits.
end credits. What was the end credits? Because before the end credits, we got Peter Quill and his dad.
Oh, the end credits was the new Guardians.
Okay. All right.
And then the second one was Peter Quill and his granddad. Yeah.
Okay.
And it says he will return.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which we assume we're probably going to see one or two characters again,
Mm-hmm.
Coming back. And now Peter Quill's on Earth. So
Yeah.
we're assuming something's going to happen on Earth where Peter Quill might have to come to someone and say, hey, I need your help.
Right.
So I'm looking forward.
Another thing that
Great Marvel movie.
Another thing that stuck out to me was when they were watching the little clip of Rocket being experimented on. Nebula, she said, what they did to Rocket is worse than what Thanos did to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that hit. That stuck out to me a lot. I was like, I gotta say this for the review.
On that poor little animal, and they were like, hold it still, and you can hear it squirming and stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Fucked up, man.
And they ended up killing Rocket's little lover.
Mm-hmm.
What was he? A ferret?
I don't know what it was. Lila?
Sea otter?
Lila, Teeth, and
Teeth.
And Teeth and Floor.
Floor, right. Bruh. What was it? Lily?
Lila.
Oh. Lily. Lila. Are you sure it wasn't Lily?
No, it was Lila.
Okay, Lila, Teeth, and Floor. This movie was phenomenal. I don't know how many times we can say it.
Rest in peace to Lila, Teeth, and Floor.
Yeah. See, look, my man with a fresh ass fade. Damn.
Great movie.
Great
Watch
movie.
it. 10 out of 10.
Thank you guys for watching our Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 review. We'll see you guys for the next one.